Ooh. What's up, Tea Talks fam? It's Candy and Leslie, and we're so excited for a brand new month of Tuesday Tea Talks Live.
Hey. So excited. Hello, Tea Talk Tribe, new month. It's so crazy that it's only been a month doing these Tea Talks, because it feels like so natural and that we've been doing it for years in the best of ways. So we already feel so connected to each and every one of you, especially the ones of you that we love the comments, we love the love, and being able to interact and go back and forth, especially during the live coaching, and answer all of your questions that you have week after week. So
I love it.
Before we dive in to a new, you're learning already, a new month means new theme, always. So we will always have a new theme, which Candy will let us know what her brain and I, putting our brain and I together, have come up with for December's theme for Tuesday Tea Talks. And we have it's just such an exciting month for so many reasons. The holidays, Christmas, family time, gratitude, ending a decade. Can we mention that for a second? And Tuesday Tea Talks is sponsored for the first time. We are so excited for so many reasons, but mainly because that means you get free tea and you get to sip on what we're sipping on. And
wait, pause. Did y'all hear that? Free tea. Are you guys so excited for free tea? Leslie was just going to keep rolling by the free tea. Are you guys ready for that? I am so excited for the free tea. Hang on.
I know.
All right, we're going to get to it. Go ahead. Keep it rolling. I just wanted to share my excitement.
The reason why I didn't skip a beat is because my favorite part, of course, free tea, that's just, it's so exciting, but this is also a female-led, female-owned and operated brand. And as my own journey in entrepreneurship and everything that I've walked, I really get it. And I know Candy does too. And so we love supporting, and I know you guys all do too, supporting other females who are doing the thing, and not only doing the thing, but doing it in a conscious way, and really redefining how we do business and how we do partnerships. So with all that being said, I'm so excited to announce Tea Talk sponsors. What does that even mean? What does a sponsorship mean? What that means is, as we just said, free tea. We will be doing a giveaway. More details will be coming next month. So for those of you that are just jumping on and joining us, drop where you're watching from and what you're sipping on. Right now, we're talking about Tea Talk sponsorship for December. And so what does that mean? That means that we will be sharing the love, really supporting. Her name's Mimsy. She's the owner of Gotcha Tea, which is our sponsor for December. And she has provided us goodies to give away. She's provided us goodies to sip on so that we can tell you how amazing this tea is. And there will also be exclusive discount codes just for our Tea Talk tribe. So I would love to get a warm snaps or claps for Mimsy and for her saying yes to her adventure in launching Gotcha Tea, which is, I wanted to read just their mission enough. If I read this mission and you don't realize how aligned Gotcha Tea is with Tuesday Tea Talks, then I don't know what will get you to believe it. So right here, she says, Gotcha Tea is a specialty tea brand founded on the Mississippi Gulf Coast. So it is American brand. We aim to develop a tea culture that inspires conversations. Hello, Tea Talks. Ignites curiosity. Hello, adventure. And promotes a balanced lifestyle. And that's all that we are talking about on the show, is everything life. And that includes wellness. And that includes physical activity. And that also includes energetic and relationships and business and life and jobs. And so really about balancing and creating a lifestyle for you to realize and remember that you are a magnificent, wonderful woman up to big things. And we're here to give you tangible sips and tips on how you can really live the most empowered life now.
Yep. Oh, I love it so much. I dropped their website in the comments below, and today they're actually running a really cool, if you would, special where 100% of their sales are going directly to support there some really cool people in Sri Lanka, which is, I mean, Leslie, have you been to Sri Lanka? I
I
don't know.
have
Yeah,
not. I have not.
yeah,
It's near India, kind of part of India, kind of its own thing.
yeah. So I just saw that today on their Instagram, and I was just like, oh man, this is amazing. This company does so much for the community and for us women. And plus, all the tea is like, let me just tell you how this pumps me up so much. All their tea is all fair trade. Everything is, that's what's important to me and Leslie, is like the fair trade, the consciousness of the brand. And then also these packs are uh what's it called? Not biodegradable, but what's the other one? Compostable. They're all compostable. So you literally, like, it's so cool that, you know, not only is she thinking about the consciousness of the fair trade, but then also like what tea packets are doing for Mother Earth and how we can make that better. So that's just what I love about this brand. It's so conscious, so us, so in alignment with everything that we love. So I'm just so excited. And hint, hint, did we say free tea?
Yes. Yes. So before we announce, stay tuned, guys. We're about to announce December's theme. If you can tell, we're kind of like leading you on because we're building the excitement. This is what we're told you're supposed to do. So we're building the excitement. But tea, free tea. So she sent us quite a few samples for Candy and I to sip on so that we can familiarize ourselves with the brand, really feel it. I'm sipping on right now Choco Loco.
Choco Loco. You guys, this is like chocolate tea. Do you see this? Hold on. Black tea and cacao blend. Like, come on. That's what Leslie and I are drinking today. Chocolate and tea? Those
Come
are
on.
like the best combination. I think it's like Christmas, but like we're not yet till Christmas, but I feel like every day is Christmas with this Choco Loco.
It's a good warm up. It's a good warm up into the holiday season, into Christmas. So check out their website below and make sure that you are following Candy and I's personal Instagrams, because we will be posting and sharing opportunities for you to also sip on some goodness in December.
Love it so
You
much.
wanna tell them-
Amazing.
You want to tell them what we're diving into in December?
Do you guys want to know what we're diving into December? Drop a comment below. Let us know how excited you are for December's tea theme. Well, I was going to say tea topic, but each week we'll have a tea topic that is dedicated to this overall theme. And so this month we are talking about lightening your load. And Leslie and I will really share what this is all about, but really like letting go of the baggage that you've been carrying all year long and let it go into the new year. And we're just so excited to share. I see the comments, I see the love coming in. Yeah, there's like a bunch of hearts going up. I love it.
Yes, we need
this.
this.
Lighten your load. So review, reflect, and release. So if you're ready to drop some baggage in 2019 and lighten it up and go into 2019, or 2020, the most empowered version of yourself. If you are ready for that, I want to see all the love. Keep it coming below. And we're going to teach you, like, learn how to look at the last year, learn how to dream and play bigger into the next decade, let go of what is no longer serving you and leave it into 2019, and understand your worthiness for the most successful and fulfilling year yet. And why you don't have to wait until 2020 and until the new year to be the most self-expressed version of you. So we're going to give you big major keys to move through Christmas, move through the holidays, and move through the new, like, you know, all the chaos that happens in December, and move through it with grace and with compassion and with just being the most self-expressed version of you. So we are so excited. I saw all the love come in, and just to address some of these comments, we got the claps. I'm so ready, waiting on the end of my seat. I love that, Sierra. Betty says, love it. Man, I see you guys jumping on. Hello, beautiful ladies. Yay, my favorite Tuesday morning event. Yes, we love it. Oh my gosh. You guys, your support has been so incredible, and thank you for tagging us in all of your tea hauls and your tea making adventures this morning. It's been so amazing. We love it. So excited to introduce the theme. Sorry, to introduce the theme of the month. And then today we're going to break that down into different tea topics. So today we're talking about reviewing. And so Leslie and I both have this like practice that we do more on a regular basis, but like more heavy into the end of the year, like reviewing and reflecting and releasing. But today we're going to be specifically talking about review. How can you take inventory of the last 12 months and just really just see what the trends were? What did you do? What happened? And I think we move through life. This is so important because I think we can tend to move through life onto the next thing, onto the next thing, onto the next thing, that we can really forget to look back and see like, wow, all of this has happened in the last 12 months. And if all of that has happened into the last 12 months, what is possible into the next 12 months? So do you want to kick that off, Leslie?
Yes. And for those just jumping on, I just want to catch everyone up. This is such a good transitional point here for those that are just jumping on. What are these ladies talking about? We are so excited for December because we could have gone two ways. We could have said, let's take it a little easy on them. It's the holidays, and we said, no, like we want to set, or the other way we could have gone, which is the way we went, by the way, is like, no, we want to set up all of you, including ourselves, for the most successful at everything Candy said, the most successful, embodied, empowered version of you going into 2020. And for us to do that, we got some work to do. So we're actually, if anything, going to be turning up the dial over the next couple weeks. And we've purposely broke this up in bite-sized pieces so that you can actually take on these actions that we're going to be giving you to review, reflect, and completely release, lightening your load into 2020. So by the time we get there in a month, you're just like setting your desires and running. That's the space. I mean, let me know if that, I don't know. I know for me, by the time January comes, I don't want to be like, oh, let me like review and question my life now. No, I want to be like setting my desires, running full force by the time January comes. And so Candy did mention it, and that's something we want to speak to, is working with the seasons. And this is something, especially in the Western world. When I say Western world, I'm speaking to America, Canada, Britain, all these first world countries. And in the Western world, we've really lost touch with a lot of these ancient practices. And most importantly, working with the seasons that are supportive, that is very supportive of certain energies, like reflecting. And I'm sure no matter where you are in the world, even if you're in Arizona, I know I'm in California, so this is like sunny California, but even still, it's been rainy, cold, that inward, it's like I can literally feel Mother Nature saying, nope, stay inside, slow down, turn inward, and sit your booty down, and let's reflect. And so if you notice the seasons, especially if we live somewhere that's very seasonal compared to Arizona, but anywhere, you really start seeing this seasonal pattern. There is a time to be outward and to be in our power. January's coming, guys. Don't worry. It's that build up momentum. We all feel it. And then there's the summertime where we're just doing it. Like we're in our power, we're doing the thing. And then fall starts coming and it just naturally happens. We start just getting more reflective, maybe slowing down, or like we talked about last month, we feel that inner conflict of the need to slow down, but life is also asking us to step it up. So if you have been in any of those spaces, you are in the right spot now. And exactly why we're going to be working with this energy to review, reflect, and release. And what we're going to be doing is over the next few weeks is we're going to, like I said, bite-sized pieces. So today, specifically, we're going to be talking about reviewing. Candy already spoke beautifully to why. Why do we even review? Why do we reflect? And I'll share from my own personal experience. I've been doing this now at least 4 years. I think this will actually be going on 5 years. And it's a practice that I've done. I mean, how many of you, I mean, we've all done New Year's resolutions to some degree. That's what we're saying, setting the desires and running. We're going to talk about that. But first, what happens even before that?
Mm-hmm.
I know that you want to set desires that are pure, that are true to you, that aren't just borrowed, like, oh, I'm going to lose weight like the other guy, or maybe I should drop this habit. Like really tuning into the aligned desires of your heart. But first, we got to see what went down this year. And we got to collect some data to know, first of all, what would I do differently? What did I learn? Who did I become in the process? What did I love? What could I have done without? And just really collect data almost from an unbiased standpoint. If you like, it would be like if I'm looking at Candy's life and it's like, wow, in February, she did this and this and this. And man, I can really see how she had to really step up there. How incredible. That's how you're going to be looking at your life.
Wow. So amazing. And I can see how powerful this is. I was actually just reading an email from one of my mentors, Jake Ducey, this morning, and he said, he shared that, this many people, X amount of people are going to be setting New Year's resolutions this year. It was a lot. It was like so many people, hundreds and thousands of people. And 90% of those New Year's resolutions are going to fail. And as Leslie was sharing, they're literally going to fail. So if you think about it, how many New Year's resolutions have you set in the past? I know I've set a ton in the past that I just like February comes around and I'm like, actually no thanks. But why does that happen? And it's so important to talk about that. Like why do 90% of New Year's resolutions fail? When so many people keep setting them anyway? Like, why do we do that to ourselves?
Right.
Why do we set ourselves up for failure? Why is that happening? And it's because this isn't included. And so what Leslie and I are sharing is like such a game changer, because it's literally whether or not your New Year's resolutions are going to succeed is dependent upon how aligned they are with you at the core, and how they are aligned with you at the core is dependent upon your ability to review, reflect, and release. And that's what Leslie and I are changing for you. This is game changing. I'm so excited for this.
No, I love that you took a moment to highlight that, because it truly is so important, guys. And ultimately, we know that you're out to do big things, whether it's in business or whether it's in your personal life, either one. And it is so important to this is a piece that will set you apart, period, across the board. If you take the time. And I was just talking to Candy last night when we were discussing this it's a little time consuming. I mean, it definitely requires an uninterrupted block of time be set aside to really connect and really look at our year in review. And so we will talk about desires. We'll talk about that going forward. And I know that's the exciting part, but let's reel it back. And as I shared, I've been doing this practice now for almost 5 years going on. This will be my 5th year. And I've always done some type of reflective practice though. And I've really refined it over the last few years of what really works. And what this has done for me is it's allowed me, because it's very easy in the day-to-day to get caught up and get really hard on ourselves. Where is my hard on ourselves girl? That's always been me. I could always be doing more. I could even if I said, this is my desire, and I even met it, I still find where it could have been different. It could have been more. It could have been sooner. There's always a but for me. When I look at my whole year, so for example, 2019 in review, I'm able to completely objectively, it removes a lot of the subjections, the buts. And I'm able to objectively see, hot dang girl, you actually did some stuff. And I'm going to talk about, we're going to move in right about now. So stay with me into exactly how we're going to do this. But we're able to then see what's actually happened physically, and not just what you've done, but all of those things you've done, whether it's you tried something for the first time, you launched the business, you went to the dance class, you finally had the conversation with your partner, whatever it may be. The person a year before that couldn't, wouldn't, and didn't do exactly what you did in that moment.
Mm-hmm.
That's growth. That's progress. And that is what we are going to be collecting data of, so that we can see it for what it is, acknowledge it, freaking celebrate it, have a dance party, and decide exactly which direction we're moving into 2020. So who's ready to do that?
Who's ready? We're about to give you practical ways you can start. Actually do this with us right now on the show, like live on the show. You guys get to review and take some of the practices that Leslie and I use ourselves, that we've been using for a while now. Leslie said 5 years. We're going to give that to you right now so that you can have this moment with us right here, right now on the show, to have that review for yourself. And what's so great about that, Leslie said, you know, it's humbling. It's legit humbling too, because, you know, for those of us that are hard on ourselves, I know I'm hard on myself, and that's just us being the real, you know, that's just the full of the real. And that's what Leslie and I committed to on the show always, is to be completely transparent and authentic with you. And yeah, so the real, we're hard on ourselves, and there's always this but. So when you reflect on the year like this, like we're about to review on the year like this, like we're about to share with you, so that you can do that right here, right now with us on the show, it's humbling. It's really humbling. You get to give yourself a little bit of a break, you know, stop being so hard on yourself. I see the comments coming in. Yes. I'm ready. Yes, I'm ready. Okay, awesome. All right, Leslie, go for it. They're ready.
I love
They're
it.
like, all right, let's do it.
I'm going to share, and I just wanted to also just re-present something that Candy shared about really making that aligned, setting those aligned desires and outcomes and wishes and dreams and goals, is not borrowing goals. And so and what we really mean by that, before we dive in, is, and I want to say this so that it can really start the wheels turning for yourself. We might say, I want to lose weight. Okay. And that could be a borrowed goal, because everyone's trying to lose weight in the new year, right? Everyone's trying to lose those few pounds that were popped on during the holidays.
Yo, let me just say, I was a pro at this. Like, I was top pro at setting this.
You're like,
new year,
new me, dropping 20 pounds.
Look at my sexy bod for the new year. And it was every year. So let me just say that right now. Yep. Keep going. Keep your roll.
Okay, I'm holding it here, because I really want us to get this. And yes, you might want to lose 5, 10, insert number here, pounds that have been plopped on during the holidays. But what we really want to get connected to, which this review will help you do, is we want to get really connected to deeper. Like, why do you want to lose weight? To look better? Let's go even deeper than that. Yep. I want to feel confident. I want to feel comfortable in my own skin. I want to be able to go to a party and not have it on my brain every second if people are judging me and looking at my rolls hanging over. That is the why. I want peace of mind, probably is like the root.
The root is like, just, I want to feel good, you know, and coming from somebody who has lost 80 pounds, you guys, I legit had to really question myself on this. Like, why is this important to me? And there was some of it that was wanting, you know, that was worried about aesthetics, but that wasn't coming from me. And I think that's what Leslie's trying to talk about, of borrowed goals. Like, why do you feel like you have to have a flat stomach and big booty and like all this stuff? Because that's what society tells you should be doing. And so, but the root of that is like, you want to be accepted, you want to feel good, you want to feel confident. And then you get to realize, oh, I actually don't have to put this pressure on losing 30 pounds within the next 10 days to or however long you set yourself up for like that. And your goal might not even be to lose weight, but this is actually what happens, is that we think we desire something, but then we get to check in and to see is that truly our desire, or what is my actual core, like the core desire that is behind that.
And we're going to be talking about desires and goals like intermittently throughout each episode this month, because it just ties in, because we really are building and setting you up for setting those goals and desires in 2020. And it's so important. The reason why I share this is it's so important to really get clear on the why and the feeling, because it's a lot easier to stay connected and committed when it's a feeling. Like, I desire to feel good. And after I go to the gym, I'm not weighing myself, which I normally would, but I'm checking in after. How do I feel? Do I feel good? Do I feel more confident than I went into the gym? And if the answer is yes, which it probably will be, then that's a win. Then the next day, and the next day, and the next day. So now you're showing up because you want to feel good. You're not showing up because you think you're overweight and you need to lose weight. And then you get discouraged when it doesn't happen. And then, like Candy said, the 30 pounds in 10 days doesn't happen. And then you're out. Okay.
Boom.
So getting connected, and that's one example. Weight, this could go into relationships. This could go into business. This could go into your relationship with yourself. But whatever goals that we will be setting, let's start with reviewing so that we can really look and get connected to what's already happened. So you can be even more clear on the direction you'll be heading. So how this works is it's some pretty crazy rocket science, but it's simple. It's going to blow your mind how simple this is. So this is something I've done year after year, and this is always where I start. We almost did review and reflect in the same episode, and I said, no way. I purposely want this to be separate, because oftentimes the review becomes the reflection. And yes, it is. I even said this to Candy yesterday, even though it's same, it's actually not. And I want to make this clear distinction here when it comes to review. So I brought out my own journal so that I can just show you an outline of what I create. As I said, really simple, not super crazy here, but I purposely wanted to show you this because I think sometimes when we're doing a lot of this journaling, reflecting, we think we need all these crazy spreadsheets and cute little templates to get started. And as much as those are fun and feel good, like, this is as simple and as easy as it really can be. Okay, so grab your notebook, and this is what you're going to be doing. What I encourage and require, I'm going to actually require at least 30 minutes. If you can give yourself an hour, that's a bonus. I know we have mamas. I know we have busy boss babes, as well as people who are in school, and just, you guys are just epic and living busy, epic lives. And so I'm going to really encourage at least 30 minutes, an hour if possible, for you to set a timer, uninterrupted, alone, quiet time to sit down with some tea, make yourself some tea, gotcha tea if you're going to be ordering. Sit yourself down, grab a notebook, grab a piece of paper. Maybe you even use a whiteboard if that feels good to you. And I want you to write out January, February, March, the entire year, leaving as many lines. I write huge, so I give myself plenty of room. And I literally go back all the way to January 2019. Now, I've found a few hacks, some pro tips that I'm going to be sharing with you on how to make this even easier and even more effective. What I also do at the same time is I pull out my phone. This is probably one of the rare times I actually have my phone out when I'm journaling. I have my phone out and I go back, I scroll, and I go all the way back to January. And I use my phone as my guide to remind me. And what I'm doing here is you can line item, you can write paragraphs. I like to just do bullet points. And I write down everything that happened in January that was exciting, that was new, that was an accomplishment, that didn't happen the year before, just anything that I want to celebrate, anything that happened, and I write it down. And I go month by month. So starting in January, I'd go all the way back to January 2019, and I'd say, wow, I went snowboarding to celebrate my anniversary in the new year. And then, I totally forgot. I did my first event of the year, and I did it here, and this many people came. That was so cool. And you're going to literally line item everything, and you're going to go through the entire year. So now you can kind of see already why at least 30 minutes is needed, if not an hour, because this can really take a few hours depending on how the deep dive that you go into it. And so what you'll do is you'll line item everything that happened in January. First of all, this helps get it fresh. Remember, because I know I forget. I'm like, dang, what did happen in January 2019? So this helps keep it fresh. This helps remind you, and this helps connect you to the feelings, the excitement, the truth, the objective truth of what actually has happened and been generated in your life, not the mind saying that it wasn't enough, what were you doing? All of this.
Mm-hmm.
And then the bonus and most important part before you move on to the next month, and you can write this under January, under February, under March, all the months, is who did I have to become this month to make all of this happen, or to have all of this happen? What did I learn about myself? And so sometimes I'll switch it up. Sometimes I'll even just say, like, what was the theme in January for me? You know, like maybe it was like all these opportunities kept coming up for me to really surrender. And that was my biggest lesson that month, is I really learned how to surrender to the magic and all that's happening in my life when I really let go of control. That's what I learned. And so before I move on to the next month, I really looked, just everything that I wrote down, all the bullet points. Who did I have to become? What did I learn about myself that month? Who am I now at the end of January that I wasn't the end of January 2018? So this is such a great way. You're starting reflecting. This is like kick-starting reflecting, but you're really putting your entire year in review, and we're taking inventory of what has happened. And I will also add, this can be confronting. Yeah. Either way, it's humbling. It's very humbling, whether it's like, dang, I've done so much. Remember that it's not about the quantity of how many bullet points you have each month, what you've done, accomplishments. It's really for you to just get an objective review of like, wow, and to reconnect to some of those memories, those accomplishments that were generated in January, February, March, with what seems like decades ago. That was only a few months ago. Yeah. And you will be doing this. So this is something that can be done one time, preferably all at once versus doing half the year. If you have to break it up, you can, but preferably one setting, whole year in review you have between now and next Tea Talk, because next Tea Talk, we will be diving deeper into reflecting. So let's do our review first. Drop any questions below and I'll pass it on over to Candy now. But while Candy shares whatever she wants to share as we wrap up this activity, drop any questions or like, was that clear? I want to know that you all are understanding and are on board with doing this review, because I set mine up. I'm going to be doing mine this week. I haven't done mine yet. Really working with, remember, we're working with this inward energy, this energy that's really asking us to review, reflect, and release. Creating that time for ourselves to sit down, using the pro tip, go through your phone, and if I wasn't using my phone right now to see you and talk to you, I would show you. But there's actually a really cool setting for those of you that are my iPhone people. This is my favorite setting. If you go to your pictures, at the bottom of the screen, you probably notice there's a little looking glass. And you can actually search your pictures, which for me, having 30,000 pictures is a game changer, okay? So you can literally search, even if you don't want to scroll back, you can search January 2019, and all of your pictures from January 2019 will come up. And so you can then look, wow, okay, February, search February. So there's other ways that you can also search your pictures to make it a little bit easier, but scroll all the way back, start at January, work through the whole year. And I can't wait to hear about what you discover about this year from an objective space, completely unbiased, like, dang girl, this has actually been an incredible year. And not because of what I've done, but because of who I've become month after month throughout the entire process.
Yeah, and I love that this is going to, so drop a comment below, let us know if you're going to take this on. Leslie and I will be doing this over the next week, and we want to invite you to participate and do this review. Love the iPhone hack. Thanks, Leslie. Yes, the iPhone hack, you guys, it's a game changer. Like, we all take photos on our phones, and so really, like, we get to look back at those. Yes, I'm setting that time in my calendar this week. Super excited to see what this year has been. Sierra, awesome. Yeah, I love that you're in. Monique, yes, I really like that idea. Love it. You guys are in. Drop a comment below. Let us know if you're in. Miko, I see you joining. Hello, Jessica. This is exactly what I needed to hear today.
Yes, that's
yes,
like
love it.
Comment, you guys, because for us, I mean, we really do tune in to what we need.
Yeah.
what you need. And so when we hear those comments, like, this is exactly what I needed, that is our intention. So
Yes.
win.
Love it. Betty says, I'm in. Amazing. All of you guys are in. Amazing. Love it. And so we're in to keep it rolling. If you guys are on here live, let us know if you guys are in on this. Now, first, like the one thing I want to say, Leslie covered a bunch just now and everything that she just said. So what I will just share is that we're not reflecting yet. And that's what we're going to talk about next week, because oftentimes we can go there. But then we start to get heady, and then it starts taking way longer than it has to. Just get it all down, just write it all down. Everything that happened this last year, just write it all down before you start, like, either giving yourself a hard time or like saying, wow, that was amazing. You can have those bits and pieces of reflections, but we're going to really dive into the reflection next week. So between now and next week, Leslie, I lost you. Between now and next week, Leslie, are you there? Oh, okay. We lost Leslie for a moment. Anyway, between now and next week, Leslie? Oh, okay. Between now and next week, we will just be reviewing, just get it all down on paper. And next week is when we're really going to dive in to show you guys how to actually reflect. What happened?
I'm back.
Okay. I was like, Leslie? Miko says, I'm in. I was just looking at pics from last year. Perfect. Awesome. See, and some of you are already intuitively starting, and that's amazing. So yeah, get it all down. And next week, we're going to really talk about reflect. So before we dive in, we're going to dive into the asked and answered in the moment. I don't know if Leslie wants to share anything else, but you guys, this is the last portion of the show. If you guys are needing any sort of advice or coaching or anything that's going on in your life right now, asked and answered, you get to ask Leslie and I anything, whether it's just about letting go of baggage, setting yourself up for the most successful year yet, or whatever it is that you're growing through right now. If you guys need help with any of that, if you have any questions or anything like that, this is the time. Drop it in the comments below, and we're happy to just contribute to you and really dive into the asked and answered portion. Do you want to share anything, Leslie?
Yeah, I just wanted to add one last bit, just a reminder as those comments are coming through. Don't forget, we're not just writing, like, I have to say this again, we're not just writing what we've done. Like, this isn't like who's done more, how many things have I accomplished. Yes, it's going to show up as line item, oh yeah, this event, and then it was my best friend's birthday, and we went to California, or whatever it was. You're going to write that, but do not forget, this is not a one blanket question. This is every single month. At the end of your review, you're going to ask yourself, who did I become in January that I was not before? What did I learn about myself? What did I gain? What did I let go of? These are the questions. And so there's not one specific question to ask, but definitely make sure that you are answering and really asking yourself, like, what did I learn in January 2019 about myself? Because that's what we're really wanting to collect. That's what we're really wanting to see. Because the birthday party, the best friend, the trip, the certificate, the certificate that you got, all of those things are great. But there is deeper, right? We talked about like the feeling of why that certificate really matters to you. So we're going to get down to that. And last thing with the pro tip, this is just a fun little hack as well, is yes, you can search by month, but you can even search by, let's say you're like, I know I have this picture that has like a yellow sunflower in it or whatever, but I don't remember what month it was. You can even search yellow sunflower. You can even search plate, computer, and all of your, it's just, artificial intelligence is incredible, but definitely use these hacks when you're doing your review so you can find your pictures easier. And screenshot some of your reviews because we want to see them. We want to see what has been generated in 2019. Who did you become? So make sure that you screenshot that, tag the Leslie Medley and Candy_Wheeler so that we can share and support you and cheer you on in this review. Because I know I'll be sharing mine, and I'm sure Candy will be sharing hers.
Amazing. Yeah. And so while you guys are thinking of what questions you want to ask us, or just typing out what it is you're growing through that you'd like Leslie and I's advice on, we'll dive into that asked and answered section right now. One of the questions I got most recently around this particular topic is just like, it was more of a comment slash question, but it's like, I'm just trying to get through the month right now. I'm just trying to get through the month. So I haven't gone into planning for the year ahead yet. I haven't gone into thinking about the whole year in 2020. And Leslie and I will share, we always set ourselves up for the year, and we're going to talk about this like towards the end of the month, really like dive into setting yourself up for 2020. But it's so important, and I just want to address that. Like, it's so important to review and reflect on, the previous year, and then set yourself up for the whole year ahead. And I don't mean planning. I don't mean like planning every little event, every little detail, everything like that, but what you like looking back at this next year, where do you want to be a year from now? Like in the month of December in 2020, how do you want to be reflecting like on the year? And we're going to talk about that towards the end of the segment. So that's one of the biggest questions I've got. Like, how can I even start thinking about 2020 when I'm just trying to get through the month?
Totally. And as we talked about last month, remember the importance of cultivating your own peace in the chaos. Mm-hmm. So even though we all committed to 15 minutes of silence for our daily practice, I think that was last week or 2 weeks ago now, that doesn't stop, you guys. And this is a perfect activity that can take up that silent time for you to set that half an hour or hour if possible. So it really does take you setting the time. I loved someone commented, I'm already putting it in my calendar. That's a girl that gets stuff done. I don't even know who said that. I don't need to. That's a girl that gets stuff done because she already put it in her calendar. Like this time, at this time, I'm sitting my booty down and I'm reviewing my life. And if we don't create the time to do that, we know it definitely won't happen. I know that it won't happen for me either, unless I put it in my calendar, just like it's a dentist appointment that I won't be late to, because then I'll have to pay the $25 fee or whatever. That's how this should be really be treated, is like, are you showing up to you the same way you show up to your kid's teacher or your boss or the dentist or wherever you commit yourself to be? Are you showing up to you in that way?
Love it. So amazing. So ladies, let us know if you have any other questions around this. Other than that, we can kind of seal it out. Let us know. Drop it in the comments below. Monique, I see you dropped, I think she dropped an I, but I don't know if she was actually going for something. But yeah, let us know. I know she wrote I.
And so I know when I'm watching videos, sometimes I'm like trying to comment like as fast as I can before they move on to the next thing. And I'm like,
Yeah, let us know. We'll give it a couple more minutes here, and if not, we'll close out for the day. And we're just so excited to be here with you guys, drinking this amazing, incredible gachi tea, which is like amazing.
Yeah. So what's the verdict, Candy, for the Choco Loco?
Approve. Like hashtag approve, hashtag I need a whole box of this in my tea selection.
I have to say, so once again, here is the packaging, just so you can see the Choco Loco. This was a sample she sent, so when you order, it would actually come in a tin, really cute tin. This is a sample here. I have to say, for my my verdict is for black tea drinkers, you will love this. This is probably one of the strongest black teas I've ever had. It's really great, really strong. So I know some people are more green tea versus black tea. So if you are a black tea drinker and you love chocolate and you love the benefits and healing properties of cacao, definitely Choco Loco. Have it happen.
Have it happen. Legit, like I'm gonna buy a whole box of this. I don't know if she sells boxes, but I'm gonna make the request. Do you have a box of Choco Loco? I need that. All right. So I see stuff coming in. Sierra says, I am feeling pumped and ready to go. You guys really set it off this morning. Yes. So
Yay.
excited for the month of December. And then Monique says, I'm really looking forward to this practice. With me just getting the ball rolling with my business, I find myself being really hard on myself. I have to put myself in check. I'll have this voice telling me I'm not doing enough. I'm not doing it fast enough. I love that. Do you want to dive into that? I love this.
I mean, girlfriend, that was my MO, is like not doing enough.
Fast enough.
That was my mantra. That was my MO. I'm not smart enough. I'm not good enough. Why can't I do it like her? Why can't I do more? And the truth is, for the women that are like that out there, which is probably almost everyone on this call, because we're up to such big things, it came from such a pure place. Like, I truly just wanted to be the best version of myself. Boom. Even way before my empowerment journey, way before my awakening, any of it. I have always had this burning desire, and I know everyone on this call has something very similar, can relate to at some point in your life. For me, it's just been as long as I can remember, like this desire to just be the best version of myself. So it's always coming from it's a pure place. And this is why taking the time and creating the time for practices like these are so important for people like us, because it really takes, for me, it's like I need to see it on paper, because when it's rolling around in my head, it can get really dark really quick, and it always ends with me not doing enough, always. But when I really put it on paper, there's no arguing that. Like, I can't really argue that, because now I'm seeing it for what it is. So I'm so happy for each and every one of you to take on this practice. And I think Candy did mention this earlier in the call, that this is something that I do quarterly, actually, really regularly, monthly, do a very, very, very watered down version of this, but quarterly. And then, of course, a huge big dump for the whole year. And so this is something, see how it feels for you, and take this on, have this be a quarterly, especially if you're in business. Every time you do your quarterly business review, do your personal review too. Because as we know, they go hand in hand. So I'm so excited for you to take this on. I'm not going to say too much more to that, because I really just want you to experience it. I don't need to convince you. Verify it from your own experience, the power in reviewing your year. I know that, like, it fuels me up that I'm getting comments on this video. Like, I'm so excited for December. Like, that we get to go into December being excited versus like, oh my gosh, it's such a crazy month. How am I going to get through it? Because you are taking on these empowered practices that set you up to experience just empowered peace. I love that. And not, because I think when we hear peace, we think like empowered peace. That's that inner peace through the chaos. So
I love that you did this. Peace. Yeah, the only thing I'll add to what Leslie said, like, empowered practices like this, Monique, really help with that. And like Leslie and I have both shared, we're like, that used to literally be, and we still catch ourselves from time to time, like wanting it to happen faster, wanting to already be, at the next stage, the next thing, especially for those of us like you, Monique, that I know, have a desire to make an impact, to make a bigger impact on others. All of you ladies watching this video, I know you have that same desire. And so for me, I had to really look at, well, where was I comparing my journey? Because if it's not happening fast enough, what is fast enough? What are you telling yourself that fast enough is? Who is doing it faster than you? Or who are you telling yourself that is doing it faster than you? I know I was comparing myself to women who have been in the business for 10 plus years when I was only 1 to 2 years in. And I was like, why am I telling myself I have to be where she is right now when she's literally got 10 years of experience doing this thing? She's been building this for 10 plus years, and I'm 1 year in, but yet, that's where I was comparing. So I think I would just add that, like, where are you comparing yourself? Like, where is this idea of it's supposed to go this quickly coming from? Where is that coming from? And look at that, because I think that is the bigger thing to help you relieve the pressure. Because like Leslie said, when you take on an empowered practice like this and you actually look, at the whole year, you're like, whoa, I've actually done quite a bit. Monique, I know you actually just completed a couple different trainings, and you're, you know, you're really building right now, like you're building your foundation right now. And so that cannot be skipped over. And so you know, if you try to, then you miss out on these great opportunities, and just honoring the space that you're in. And that's all I'll really add to that, because you get to. I mean, like, how cool is it in 10 years from now, you get to look back at this place and like, oh, remember when I did all of that? Like, remember when I put myself in those positions of growth, when I did those coaching programs, when I did those retreats that really stretched me, when I, you know, when I did all those trainings, Monique, that you're doing, that really molded me into the person of service that I am today. And that's really what I have for that. But yes, love it. I needed to hear that right there. Thank you so much. Love you. Yes, perfect. Yeah, so that is really all we have for you guys today. I'm just so excited, you know, for next week. Leslie, did you want to share anything before I drop this outro music?
Yeah, drop it in just a minute. Just a reminder, next Tuesday is when we will be announcing exactly how you can be sipping on Gotchi tea as well. We're so excited for all the goodies that we have so intentionally put together for you and for this partnership with Gotchi. So make sure, please, tribe, we're asking that you show some love. Even if you aren't purchasing tea, that is not the only way to support other local businesses. Sharing the Instagram page, just following the Instagram page, sharing one of their pictures in your story, just shouting them out, just any love that we can send. Because I know for me as a business owner, on days where I'm feeling really maybe burnt out or just like giving up, a simple tag of someone sharing about me in their story, it's like, wow, I am so grateful for that support, and it really can make a huge difference. So let's support Mimsy and Gotchi Tea and send them as much love as we can all month long. And then, of course, if you feel called to purchase after trying this black tea, I cannot wait. Choco Loco with cacao. The base is black tea. I cannot wait to try all the other blends.
All right, you guys, that's the end of Tuesday Tea Talks. Catch us next week live right here on Facebook, and catch the replay if you haven't seen this yet on YouTube. This and every Tuesday. We're just really pumped to continue this conversation. So yeah, and we have an email now too. So email us any support that you need on your journey, and we'd be happy to address that on the show live. So until then, see you guys next Tuesday.
Cheers!
Cheers! Woo!